This video is for entertainment purposes only. I do not encourage or promote any of the actions performed or products shown in these videos.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Elizabeth Elaborates. Ignore this, okay? I'm gonna smoke this pipe from Tortuga States with my I keep saying Frankenstein. I mean zombie. Is Frankenstein a zombie? I don't know what Frankenstein was. I've actually never seen that movie because I was a scaredy cat / I am absolutely a scaredy cat. And I've never read the book, which is a classic, so I should get on that. But anyway, I figured it sat in this Ziploc long enough. If you go back, you can find how long it's been in here. Don't do that. That's not necessary. This bowl is, in my opinion, large. So I might not pack it the full way. But I had a little run-in with the undercover cops that keep circling me. Which, if you don't know what's going on, watch my other video. I'll put it up here. Anyway, I'll tell you in a sec. Let me get this lit. So much better than a cigar. Yeah, this is 100 times better. Not even close to a cigar. Two completely different realms. And I get the crossover, I get the appeal of both, but if you're a pipe smoker, you don't have to be a cigar smoker, and vice versa. I watched this video of cigar smokers smoking pipes, and they were trying to make it like a how-to video and be instructional and like, oh, this is about pipes, not about pipes. And it was so awful. It was as awful as watching me learn how to smoke a pipe. And I say that with love, because I do not rewatch my videos. That's just, I can't deal with that. But I know it was bad when I started. So these guys were going out every 2 seconds. They could not keep it lit. They were just huffing and puffing. And it just kind of made me laugh, because I was like, why are you trying to teach other people how to do this and like be all high and mighty about it when you don't even, like, I don't know, you're just proving that you're not this person, so like don't be in that space, you know? But who am I to talk? Respect to everybody in the YTPC as my pipe goes out again. Also, I've never struck a match like on the side of it. I just always fold over the book and make a little sandwich, and then I pull it out. Oh, wait. These matches are bad. Oh, it went out again. So, what's on the to-do list tonight? I want to play pool with myself because my friend came over last night and I lost. And it was a good fight to the end. We had to play 3 rounds to break the tie. But I want to take advantage of that I'm in the middle of watching The Irishman, which is phenomenal. I'm obsessed with organized crime and mafias. I don't know what it is. Ever since I was a child, I remember going to museums and like tours in jails. We went to Philly. I think that's Philly, Eastern State Penitentiary. Al Capone had a cell there, and I was just obsessed with the idea that like these people are notoriously horrible criminals and they are treated like high class people. It's like, here, Mr. Capone, here's your cell. Lavish furniture, you get better food, you can have visitors. Like, I don't know. I feel as like there's probably a lot more of those people walking around than what we realize. I always joke around my grandpa's in the mafia, but as far as I know, he's not. He probably knows people who are in the mafia, though. Or somebody's grandpa. Or, like, somebody's dad. He's probably, like, 1 or 2 degrees of separation away from somebody in the mafia. But I feel like they're, like, usually family-oriented people. Like, they are tight-knit. I don't know. Something I think about. The luxury of organized crime, of being in a mob or a mafia. Like, horrible. I don't condone any of the actions of those people. Nor would I ever participate. But something about watching it. I love Peaky Blinders. And I'm really enjoying The Irishman. So yeah, and on the topic of crime, that brings us to the police, which have been circling this house. But I'm out again. My friend came over last night and there we go. That's a nice little ember. Perfect light on that. Okay. So, it's 6:45 in the morning. I'm leaving for work. My friend is leaving too. But I pull out of the driveway first and they're still in the driveway. I see this big pickup truck coming. There's like 3 houses on the street. If you're not gonna make a circle of the house, you don't really have a reason to be there. I don't recognize this truck. So immediately I'm like, all right, this is one of those guys coming to like see what's up. And so my friend is like getting in the car. I'm already at the end of the street, so I'm like watching this in my mirror. Pickup truck comes past me, all blacked out windows I can't see in. It's 6:45. Like who is coming home at 6:40? It's not happening. I know this street. I've been here too long. I know what's going on. So pulls in the street. I stop at the end of the street because it's like a cul-de-sac. Watching this truck in my mirror. He slows down in front of the house. And I'm like, he's obviously like looking at my friend getting in the car. He doesn't know if it's me or the friend, like who's actually the one that's supposed to be house sitting. And I didn't want him to like get out and talk because I was expecting, this is the thing, I was expecting some guy who I don't know, a buddy of my uncle's, to come and take care of the pool because I called him and I was like, hey, the pool's overflowing, help me. So he came. He said he was gonna come in the morning. I told him I leave before 7, so I was like, maybe he's trying to come and catch me. So I kind of was like staying around to see if he was gonna talk to my friend, which I wouldn't even have time to sit in there and talk, but I could at least say, hey, I'm me, you talk to me, blah blah blah, you know, connect the dots. None of that happens. The truck turns around at the end of the street, comes back. I'm still sitting there watching in my rearview mirror. So he pulls up beside me. I roll down my window because he stops next to my car, rolls down my window. I see this pretty nice looking gentleman, and he's like looking at me, and I just go, I'm like, sorry, I thought you were somebody else. And I laughed. And then he's like, I sipped my coffee. And he's like, oh, you got coffee? Like, can I get some of that? And then I just like kind of waved him off, and then he left. I was like, so, anyway, I think it had to be a cop checking in on me. Because he did kind of look copish. He was jacked. And he looked like a very manly man. So, you know, what are you doing? Tinted windows, F-150, 6:40 in the morning. You know? So, I didn't think they were coming every day, but it feels like they're coming every day. If not, a couple times a day. Anyway, the pool did not overflow. This guy saved us. Saved my sinking ship. And we're all good. I'm actually like triple house sitting right now. I stop by 2 other houses and take care of them as I live at this one. So it's been working out good. It's good to be busy. I like being busy. And I like being busy, but I hate being busy because I'm a big introvert, and I could very easily just be at home all the time by myself. Would not care. I would be happy. And I lived a lot of my life very alone, very used to not having anyone. So I've been trying to branch out because that ended up not being good for me, even though that's just kind of my natural inclination to be that way. I think it can still be damaging. So I put a lot of effort into making sure I'm surrounded by people, but then it can have the reverse effect too, because if I'm an introvert, then I feel worse after hanging out with people and I'm drained. And then I'm like, see, why would I do this? It's not helpful. And so it's kind of this like limbo. But the busier I am, I think kind of the better I am, because my mind can't go crazy if I'm really busy, really focused, intentional about how I'm spending my time. I don't have this inclination just to like slip into horrible trains of thoughts, which I was doing. And I don't think I'm so much that way anymore. I think that was like a few years ago was really the lowest point, but I always tell people it's like old tracks. Like, it's easier to walk on a well-worn path than it is to blaze a new trail. And so even if I might not want to be going that way, sometimes you just find yourself in that old path and you're like, whew, how did I get here? But you're just so used to it that almost muscle memory or like want of ease takes over, and you don't want to blaze a new trail, you don't want to fight for something. And so I think being busy helps me kind of trudge a new path and stay optimistic and stay out of my own head. I have this episode. This is funny because I can just refer to my other video. Something like I'm a victim of introspection. I don't know if I titled it that, but that's the Sylvia Plath quote that I was elaborating on. Sylvia Plath, phenomenal author, writer, has a quote, I'm a victim of introspection. And it's just something that has stuck with me because you really can get up in your own head and ruin everything for yourself. And I've done that. So I think being busy causes me not to be that way, and I notice it because I'm like, why am I not writing poetry? Why am I not writing anything? Why is my, like, you know? And it's because a lot of those come out of rumination, I think. Maybe rumination is a little bit hardcore, but just like this existentialism comes out. And it's funny because I know I'm doing well in life when I'm not writing a lot of poetry, because I tend to just write like sad poetry, or if I'm not journaling a lot, I tend to journal when I'm stressed or like, things aren't going too well, because I gotta work all that out. But if I'm just go, it doesn't happen. Not in the sense that I'm pushing things down. I just really think it's easy for me to be a victim of introspection, which is so bad. That's why I'm not, this is social media, I guess, but that's why I'm not on the internet. That's why I'm not up in people's business. That's why I like being alone, because I just am doing my thing in my lane, keeping my nose down, my head down, nose to the grindstone. And yeah, so it works out for me. Anyway, I do kind of hate my job, which I admitted that to myself this week. I don't hate my job. It's like the work environment is what I hate. So there's so many things, like I should just drop it all and leave because of the way things are. But I'm not really in the position to do that. And so I stay there. But it's funny, my boss canceled 2 things from my calendar that I was literally dreading so much. And I was like, oh, she canceled it. And then like I have 2 other women in my office with me, and I just got up and started dancing, and I was like, let's go, she canceled it. And I'm like spinning around in my office chair. And then, because my boss was not in there, which my boss would have been, whatever, I don't know. I would have just done it silently if my boss was there. But my coworker was like, wow, that's really great, that's really exciting. And she's like, you've been really optimistic about it and not complaining. And she's like, I can tell how happy you are. Because I was like, this has been weighing on me like a ton of bricks. I've been dreading this for weeks. And like I was just overjoyed that it was canceled. And then for my coworker to be like, you did a really good job of like carrying that and being optimistic and like being good about it, that was really nice to hear. Because I don't even know if they're pessimists or realists, and that's just how bad our situation is, but I'm an optimist. I'm a delusionally optimistic person. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I think having a good attitude does more for me than like sitting on the negative stuff. I don't know. You create your own reality. So, to an extent. I say that and then I pause and I think I disagree with that. I don't know. You kind of do create your own reality. But that doesn't mean that there's not a objective truth. I'm just going to stop talking because I'm scared now. But I didn't say anything bad. It's reality, It's realism, it's not pessimism. This little zombie blend is doing really well. I feel better smoking a pipe. It feels lighter. The nose room note feeling, that is all different too. It's so much better. This has a little like, I don't even know what's in here, so I am struggling to pull it might be Sir Walter in here. I don't know. I don't remember putting Sir Walter in this, but Because I can't imagine mixing that with any of the other tobaccos I have. I know people mix it with some other stuff, but Mac. Oh, hold up. This is Macintosh Apple tobacco, which was my friend's, and my whiskey tobacco. That's very good. What is... You know what this makes me think of? The whiskey with the apple. My favorite movie, well, not... My favorite movie of all time is Isle of Dogs by Wes Anderson. Another phenomenal movie by Wes Anderson is Fantastic Mr. Fox, which is a great entry point into Wes Anderson films if you haven't watched ever. There's this rat that guards a cellar of cider, I believe. And so it makes me think of that rat. I hate that rat. But yeah, it's like apple whiskey, apple smoked whiskey. It really doesn't taste like whiskey. It's just smoky. You guys hear the rain? Alrighty, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for sticking around. I got some stuff to take care of, so I'm gonna get to that. Hit the lights, and I'll see you in the next one. Usually these have a really long lag time for me to actually post it, so maybe it's the weekend already. It's definitely not the weekend now, but I'll see you in the next one. Happy piping.